Tampa Union Station. Definitely in need of refurbishment, but it's still just a beautiful station. I think I love the roofs of these older stations. Anyways, we're waiting here for probably about another 30 minutes until the bus arrives, and then we'll take the Throughway bus to Orlando to catch the Silver Meteor. And something cool of note when you're at Tampa Union Station is if you turn around and you go just behind this building is a very historic building that's hanging on by a thread. And we're gonna go take a look at it because it has a lot to do with Tampa history, African American history, and the train history of Tampa. So if we come around this corner here, you can start to see that green sign for the Jackson House, the Jackson Rooming House. This house was built in 1901, and somehow it made it through 2 hurricanes. There's a preservation effort to save it. But like somehow it made it through the 2 hurricanes last year, Helene and Milton. It's still standing around, built in 1901 by Moses and Sarah Jackson. It was originally like a 6-room home. Then they expanded it to 24 rooms. And because it's right next to the train station, if you were a black entertainer or a black traveler, this is where you came to stay. I mean, lots of the jazz greats, Cab Calloway stayed here. Historical figures, Martin Luther King is here in 1962. This whole area in Tampa, which if you look at the interstate, you can probably tell what they did to the black community here in Tampa. Over that way is Central Avenue, and that used to be called Harlem of the South in the early 1900s because there was just such a good music scene here. But because it was early 1900s, everything was segregated. If you were black, this is where you stayed. Like I said, there's a preservation effort going on right now. I think Jeffrey Vennick of the Tampa Bay Lightning's donated a couple $1 million. Hopefully they can save it. I mean, it's just such an interesting piece of history, just right here, not even a block away from Tampa Union Station. It's one of the few buildings that's even left of the black community before they started the urban renewal project in the 1960s. And that brings us back to the interstate that they always put right through the middle of the neighborhood, and it destroyed it. And like I said, this area was popular. I can't remember the guy's name right offhand who wrote the twist, which Chubby Checker ended up making famous. But that song was based, the writer saw some kids doing a dance at a park over that way, and that's how he came upon the song. I mean, just a great history here. We'll give you time to look at the sign. So if you want to go take a quick look at history when you're in Tampa Union Station, walk half a block. Take a look at this house. Who knows how much longer it's going to be around. Hopefully they save it. And because the Silver Meteor doesn't actually come to Tampa, only the Floridian does now, we have to take the Throughway bus to Orlando. We will stop at Lakeland, I think, to maybe pick up a couple people. But other than that, it's a straight shot to Orlando up by 4. The bus is nice, and let's go for a ride.
Alright folks, couple announcements. Gonna make a stop in Lakeland, pick up a couple more passengers. That's where we're headed to at the moment. Once we leave Lakeland, we'll be on our way to Orlando. Should be in Orlando 12:45, 1 o'clock, traffic permitting. We simply ask that nobody come up front while the bus is in motion, unless it's an absolute dire emergency. We had somebody fall down a while back. They got injured. They couldn't get up. We had to wait on the ambulance. So please, for your safety and the safety of other passengers, let's wait till we get to a stop or at a station or a red light. Come see me or an Amtrak agent on site. Be glad to assist you any way we can. Just a quick reminder, cell phone usage. If you got to make phone calls, that's fine. Go ahead and do so. Just please do not put it on speakerphone. You're gonna be watching movies, playing games, listening to music. Just make sure you keep it on silent or vibrate. Use the earbuds or headphones, thank you. Just be mindful of your fellow passengers. We'll have more announcements as we get closer to the Orlando station.
It's a nice charter bus. We got foot rest. Definitely do have outlets. We can push some buttons. I wonder what that stop does. Probably stops the whole bus. We made it to Orlando just fine. Much better than the last go on the bus, which we ended up going a roundabout way because of traffic. Now we are going to see if the hot dog lady is here because I am hungry. I know she's here on weekdays, but it's usually, you know, non-holiday weeks, but looks like she's here. I see the hot dog sign. She's not as famous as the burrito lady in El Paso, but if you want to get a hot dog or a sausage at Orlando, she's definitely good for it. We're gonna get a nice Italian sausage. There's a sausage. I think we actually do get on time to get lunch, but I don't want to just bet on that. I'd rather just get something to eat before I get on the train. Orlando Station, kind of the story of most American train stations in cities. The story of neglect, what should be an absolutely beautiful building, just left to fall apart. And if there's one city in America that should have a good rail system, it's Orlando. Sending tourists up I-4 is ridiculous, but it's what we do. Phone booths. Orlando Station looks, I bet you a good 75 people got to be getting on here. There's a lot of people outside. The train is almost here. It's running 30 minutes late, but we're getting close.
Make a single line, meaning behind the train.
I'm 9812, so I'm the last one. That's a new livery. Elizabeth River. And we'll check in, so I'm gonna stop recording here. Room 4, we are in a view liner 2. You can tell because we got the wood. So this doesn't have the toilet in our room. What room are we in actually too? We are in room 4.
Welcome aboard train 98 headed to New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please have all tickets out and ready for the conductor to come around the gate.
It's kind of amazing. You look at that interstate mess. I'm on Amtrak. You saw Sunrail go by that station. None of it goes to Disney or the theme parks. None of the rail. Every confused and lost tourist has to get on that interstate. Now we're about to enter downtown Orlando, which is dead. Church Street used to be so fun 20 years ago, maybe more than that. I remember going there for the World Cup in, 1996, Mexico versus Ireland. And Church Street was just absolutely hopping. Packed bars. I was only 20 then. but packs, bars, everything was going good. And now we're gonna go by it here in just a second, and it's shuttered. Here we go. Maybe this will give me some energy. I know I'm a bundle of energy, but I slept so bad last night at that Marriott. Like in the hotel review, if I post it, the mattress was just so horrible. And it was a nice hotel. But the most important thing to know about Amtrak is if you do get lunch, get the butter cake. I had sausage from the sausage lady at the station. We should be getting close to the station. You can see the train curving there. Pulling close to Winter Park, and I was probably a little harsh on Orlando. I should apologize. I've just never been the same. I've always been upset since the monster truck themed restaurant closed off of I-4. A little bit of class Orlando did have.
This station stop is Winter Park. If this is your destination, please get to the door at this time when you see uniform crew members. This station stop is Winter Park.
Anyway, so the little bit of class Orlando did have with the monster truck themed restaurant off of I-4, you know, that's been gone, and Orlando's been dead to me ever since. One of these days I do want to actually get off here in Winter Park just to see this little train station. It doesn't look like a cute little train station, but this is a very posh little suburb of Orlando. Rollins College is here. It's a private school. I think it's pretty prestigious. Probably very expensive. There are actually two winter parks that Amtrak goes to. You got this winter park in Central Florida, just the first stop north of Orlando, and then you've got the winter park that they run the ski train to in Colorado during winter. I know someone actually did do a YouTube video where they traveled from Winter Park, Florida to Winter Park, Colorado to go skiing. You see, we're going to pull in this park. I've never gone by this park on a weekend on this train and not seen it just packed with some sort of festival or something. They're always doing something on the weekend here. So we're going to drink this coffee now, get a little bit of energy. We've got dinner at 6 o'clock. Who knows how much I'll be able to film there, because I don't like imposing on other people that also want to eat their dinner, but I'm sure I'm going to get the flat iron steak and mashed potatoes and probably skip the dessert. That chocolate cake is just too sweet. I can only do too many sweets in a day these days. It definitely does look better on the outside. Obviously could use a cleaning. The new livery's nice. And it looked like the inside was nicer too. This is the Jacksonville Fresh Air stop. Only here outside for a little bit because dinner is at 6 o'clock and it's about 5:45 right now. Time for a shower. Let's see what the shower looks like. Oh. We go in here, we got a nice shower. Comes with all your stuff. Place to put your towels. See, we can put my stuff down here. Shirt, underwear, shampoo, conditioner. We look in here. The question always is, will we have hot water? Well, that was not the best of showers. No hot water, so I didn't get to wash my hair. It was just too cold. We'll have to wait until we get to the hotel tomorrow for a real good cleaning. We are in Savannah, Georgia. The Silver Meteor and the Floridian both stop here, and there's another train, the Palmetto, that runs between New York and Savannah. So this little city does actually have decent train service on the East Coast. I've been waiting for this. It's 9 o'clock and it's time for bed. I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep real well last night because the Marriott bed was probably worse than what I'm laying in now. Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning from, we just left Alexander, Virginia Station, so we should be pulling into DC soon. Slightly actually, like on time, assuming we don't get bogged down in DC with an engine change, which is very possible. Slept like a baby, definitely better than the Marriott. Now it's just time to drink the coffee from the sleeper car here and start getting my day going and maybe packing and prepping for getting out at Newark. If you sit on the left side going into Washington, D.C., you'll see the Jefferson Monument and the Washington Monument, and I'm late on filming. I was focused on coffee, and then when I tried to get the camera up, it was set on video, or wasn't set on video. And I was uncoordinated with my thumbs.
Next stop Washington, Washington smoking stop. Next stop Washington. Próxima parada Washington.
I'm gonna guess this engine swap doesn't take too long. I mean, those are diesel, so we're not going to one of those, but get these all lined up here. And then if you look beyond even those three, there's another electric locomotive. '69. Probably the first fresh air break that there's no one out here smoking weed, and that's in Washington, D.C., where there's almost always someone out here smoking weed, but it's early in the morning. I may have misspoke. So yeah, that looks like that's going to be our leader. We have just made a stop at Baltimore Penn Station, and if you've never been to Baltimore, you should visit. It is one of my favorite cities in this country. It's hard to, compare cities. They're all so different. But I love Baltimore. It's one of the places that I've chosen to come back to visit again. That's not an Amtrak hub. You've got great history here, great museums, great art museums, great food, some incredibly historic neighborhoods to walk around. I know it's got a reputation that precedes itself, but that's all junk. Baltimore's a completely wonderful city, one of my favorite places. And if you are in the the northeast region, the DC area, you need to make a day trip up here for at least a day, maybe a couple of days. Camden Yards, where the Orioles play, is one of the best baseball parks there is. I mean, there's more reasons than you can think of to visit Baltimore. I love this city. The Silver Meteor is not the most scenic route there is, but there are some nice areas. More when you get north of, in Virginia, but that's at night, so you don't see those rivers. But when you get north of DC and get through Delaware, you'll start seeing some bays and some rivers and some boats. But this is definitely not the route you take if you want scenery. We are now pulling into Wilmington, Delaware. What do I know about the city? I've been here for a couple of nights before. I just decided, I'm just trying to visit every state. I'd say it's worth a night or two. There's a nice hotel downtown called the Coin, Quoin. It's pronounced like coin, the money, but spelled like Quoin. It's a converted bank building boutique hotel. It's going to be just right down the road, so it is walkable. It's uphill a little bit, so if you do have some mobility issues, you might feel it. But it's walkable. It's a real nice little boutique hotel. Super cool. Couple good restaurants. There's some restaurants downtown. I know a lot of people don't think about Wilmington, Delaware to visit, but if you're exploring the Northeast, it's just probably worth stopping by for a night or two. And what you can't see on the other side of the train, there's a wonderful riverfront park. Harriet Tubman Park is great. We are now pulling into Philadelphia, city I have yet to visit. I am spending a night here in a week when I leave Atlantic City. I was wanted to spend 2 nights, but I booked the return trip on the way home, and I booked it with points, and I didn't have enough points to move it to Sunday, so oh well.
Once again, this station stop is Philadelphia City Street. Philadelphia, non-arrival.
I'm excited to see this train station though on when I take Amtrak in from Princeton in a few days. I'll be staying in Philadelphia at the Motto downtown. Never stayed in one of those, so I will do a hotel review on that one. Like, subscribe, follow along if you want that. Got to get the shot of the Acela sitting there. One day. We're now going to cross the Delaware River into Trenton. City with no hotels, because I've actually looked at staying here. I mean, there's some definite history here with the Revolutionary War. George Washington crossed the Delaware just up that way. And it'd be nice to visit, but you really have to make it a day trip. It's what Trenton makes, the world takes, but they don't make hotels. Ooh, regional. We have just departed Trenton, and I've decided I am going to get off at Newark. I've got my bags packed. I'm ready to go. And once we get to Newark, we are going to take path to Jersey City, because we were hanging out in Jersey City for a couple of nights, July 4th and 5th. And then on the 6th, I am taking Amtrak to Princeton, and then I'll also be taking the NJ Transit Dinky to downtown Princeton, where I'll be staying. We are just a couple minutes outside of Newark, where I'll be getting off here. Bags ready to go. I think I should get in time just to really kind of hop over and catch a PATH train too, and not even have to wait another 20 minutes. Fingers crossed.
Next stop, North.
Thank you. Have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Welcome to Newark. Now let's go upstairs and get my ass on PATH. Whoop. Should be leaving soon. Amtrak got in just a few minutes before the PATH train. All we had to do was cross the ramp and we're ready to go. And welcome to New Jersey.